What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for another new episode. This is episode number 15 of F1 23 My Team Career Mode for season 1. If you haven't seen the last episode at the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort, then go check that out before you come on and watch this episode. A brilliant fight between Verstappen and Hamilton. Is that a rivalry that's just reigniting right now? Is Verstappen making a late charge to retain his title? And are we in a little bit of trouble with potential race pace and grid penalties? But the more episodes that are coming on, or that are being uploaded at the moment, the more we are getting closer to the end of the season and F1 24. I know you guys are wanting me to do F1 24, but just be patient for a little bit longer, guys. I will get there eventually. So coming into this weekend, we've had two upgrades that have not gone on the car: the energy recovery system and the DRS. Two upgrades that I really thought would get on the car. Energy recovery system, that we can't get that on in time for Singapore. However, I've gone for a fuel efficiency upgrade because Singapore is quite harsh on fuel as well. Besides, I didn't even think about using ERS much these days either. So I think fuel efficiency is probably the way to go. So I think coming into this weekend, I don't think we have any upgrades coming on. I think they were the two main upgrades, the DRS and the energy recovery system upgrade. They were the two big upgrades that I was really focusing on to get them on for this weekend. But the fact that they haven't gone on for this weekend means that I don't know what our overall pace is going to be. I feel like we're going to struggle here again this weekend as well, because honestly, the straight line speed has not been our friend to us this weekend, or or for the majority of the season. So we're going to have to be using our ERS a little bit more than what I probably would have liked to in most recent races. So I think we've certainly got our hands full this weekend with straight line speed and the AI, because we haven't got any further upgrades that we can do to even make the car lighter. We can't even do brake upgrades for in the chassis department yet, because we need to get further. Well, we need another facility upgrade in the chassis department, which I don't know which one it is, but facility spec 3 for durability and powertrain. So I think it's obviously something to do in the department area, where we need to upgrade a certain area of that department, so that more upgrades. So we can unlock more upgrades and unlock the brake performance, or any brake upgrades that we need to put on. So that kind of halted us a little bit. I don't know if we're going to get to that point, because at this point now, I'm just trying to save some cash so we can either retain Liam or find another driver for next season. So, qualifying time now, and as you can see, it is absolutely raining, which I do not have the confidence whatsoever, because I don't have a wet weather setup for any of these racetracks on the 24 games. So we're kind of going in a little bit blind here. Here comes Olga coming out of the pit lane right on our first push lap. What the hell are you doing, my son? Honestly. So we were absolutely fuming, and we've proper cut off in front of him, almost trying to shove him into the wall, actually. So that really infuriated me. We do have enough fuel for 2 or 3 flying laps. We can push back to back, because we'll have plenty of ERS. As you see, we've still got like 100% of ERS, and we're still on 80%. So we can push a little bit more. And just try and gain whatever confidence that we have. But after that first lap, we were like P20 or something, and we are still P20 now as we eventually get dropped to last. So on our set of soft compound tyres, up to P20. I don't know why we're on a set of softs in greasy conditions. I'm surprised we're even on them, to be honest. Even with the fresher components that we've got on, still not making a difference. As you can see, we've just tweaked the front wing. I think it was like 10.7 wings or something. So another set of soft tyres, which is exactly what everyone's going on to. But I just do not have the confidence whatsoever. And as you can see, everybody else is just coming into the pit lane with a huge gap between the next group of cars that are going out the Curva Grande. So I think we might get caught out, and I am hoping that everyone else is on their best behaviour at the moment. As here comes into the second chicane, Hulkenberg is not on his best behaviour. He was right on the racing line, and that means we have we've had to abort our lap, and that means we're only going to get one more run. I was aiming for another back-to-back run, but we're going to have to settle for one run. As if I wasn't frustrated enough, Ocon blocking us, and Hulkenberg sitting on the racing line. Honestly, AI need to improve on the 24 game, honestly, because I really do not like the AI just sitting on the racing line when someone is on a flying lap. For the Ascara chicane, pretty sketchy, to be honest. I've just got no confidence whatsoever, and I'm not even fine at the time. We're only 3/10 up on our previous best, so this is not a great qualifying session. And ourselves being the championship leaders, we might be facing a Q1 elimination as we come up to the line. It is a Q1 elimination. It is P21 on the grid. That really infuriates me, the fact that we could not get any clean runs whatsoever. What is the gap between us and our teammates? 0.6 of a second. Yikes. That is a big yikes. Well, I said at the start of the weekend that I didn't think that we were going to have a great weekend. Well, that weekend have just gone from bad to worse right there. So, we've got a work cut out for us in the race. But unfortunately, it is raining at the start of the race, and who knows how long it's going to last for.
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today, here at the oldest circuit on the calendar, which hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Verstappen, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Liam Lawson, Gasly, Russell, Ocon, Stroll, Magnussen, Albon, Joe, Tsunoda, Bottas, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Skip, and Nick de Vries. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Alrighty then, let's get ready for a potentially disastrous Italian Grand Prix. The reason why I say that is because we've got a low downforce setup and we are starting on intermediate tyres. But because it's raining, this could give us an opportunity to underfuel the car a little bit and make the car a little bit lighter. That's the setup we're running with. We were running 10.7 in quali. We've dropped it down to 9.6. Only because it is meant to dry up around about the halfway point of the race, or maybe even earlier than that. So I'm hoping that is the case, and I'm hoping the second half of the race can really come to us. We'll see what happens as we do get underway from the back of the grid. Bit of a sluggish start, long run down to turn 1, so we've got plenty of time to figure out where we're going to go. We're going to go very cautiously to turn 1. I say that. We've overtaken multiple cars off the train, which we're going to have to give them all back. I think we do just about contact with Tsunoda. And we do get through turn 1 somewhat unscathed. I don't know if we gave all those positions back, but regardless, we've got through the first corner. Because we're running low downforce, we're going to have to brake a lot earlier in these conditions just so we don't ram into the back of other people. Speaking of ramming into, we nearly did that to Hulkenberg. But I think there was just enough room, just about. So we've got through the first lap somewhat unscathed, but our straight line speed, you would think, realistically, with low downforce, it should be okay. But still, we're still having to pull away from, or we're still having struggling to pull away from the cars behind. Side by side, Zhou and Magnussen. Oh no, Hulkenberg, sorry. And are those two going to continue on? Looks like unless Zhou can get ahead, which he does, and Hulkenberg is going to have to live to fight another day, or is he? Into the Ascari chicane, not a place where you'd want to overtake. I'm trying to set up a move to get at least one of these guys. We don't quite, or we actually do get a solid run on show, but we weren't able to make a move into the final corner. 3 wide into turn 1, involving our teammate Liam Lawson and George Russell and one of the Alpines of Pierre Gasly. Liam Lawson is the sandwich in all of this. There's contact between all 3 of them, and Liam is going to somehow end up in front of that. So he was leading the pack, and when they got 3 wide, and now he's somehow back in front. Amazing. Now we've got a move ready to be made on Hulkenberg, on Magnussen, and now we've gone in pretty deep. We've had to cut across the curve just so we can avoid contact, and out of that we do get Ocon in the process. There's a yellow flag up ahead. I wonder who that is for. We'll find out in about 2 seconds. We're about to enter the yellow flag zone again. Yellow flag's still out. Car pulling up to the side of the track. It's Carlos Sainz. That's not going to place to face here. Virtual safety car is deployed. This will be an opportunity for us to save a bit of fuel, and we will get this race going again very quickly as we almost rear-end Albon, and I didn't even realise that we returned to racing speed very quickly, but apparently he's still there. The yellows are still out to where he's parked up, so I don't know what's going on at the moment. I don't know why the virtual safety car is ended. So, we've got very cautious into 1, but Ocon has come flying in. He does pull the car up, and we do go back around the outside, and we do stay ahead of him for the time being at the very least. So, very cautious from us there. But anyway, virtual safety car is out again. I'm assuming that's because the FIA saw our move on Ocon, and they decided that no, that's unsafe, so we need to do something about that. But I don't know if you guys saw that. If you guys go back to when the second VSC was deployed, and you look at where Carlos was, he disappeared after, like literally half a second after the call had ended. Nice 2-for-1 move there on Stroll and Albon. I don't know why, but I'm still braking fairly early. Here we go, another 3-way moment. No, not quite. And that's Liam being overtaken by George, but he goes right around the outside for the second part of the first chicane, and he might just about stay in front, which I think he does. Now, just go back to that moment. Because we're still running low downforce, I'm still braking fairly early, but still, I'm doing like Daniel Ricciardo style moves. It's really insane. So now Liam is just starting to streak ahead of these guys as we are now, as they're picking off their own fire. Yellow flags behind us. I wonder what that's all about. Anyway, we got a move done on Gasly. Russell tries to squeeze us out, and we do stay side by side. We've got the inside for the first part of the chicane. We do get the car pulled up, just about, I'd say, and we do get ahead of George Russell. So now we've got more cars up ahead to fight with, Alonso being one of them. DRS now, crucially, is enabled. So now DRS is now going to become a factor, but that doesn't mean necessarily that we are going to go to dry tyres, even though it has stopped raining right now. And a few cars coming in. Verstappen being one of them. He's gone into hards. They're stacking at Red Bull. I don't know why we just went backwards there. Hards for Piastri. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to go to hards because there's still like 17 or laps to go. This is actually on the lap. The DRS actually got enabled. Hards for Nico Hulkenberg. What about the cars behind? Hards for De Vries. Hards for Sargent. I would think everybody would be going to hards. I'm not sure if everyone's brave enough to go to a 2-stop. And that confirms what I was thinking as on lap 10. And I get asked by Jeff, do I want a set of hards? Yes, I do, because it's too long. It's too big of a distance to go a set of mediums. Contact between us and George. George actually got worse off because he went straight ahead at the Ascari chicane. Leclerc's on hards. Norris is on hards. That confirms that basically everybody should be on hards to the end of the race. Off go the inters. On go the hards. And was that Alonso? Oh no, Verstappen's got a 5-second penalty, along with Piastri and our teammate Liam Lawson, who's got 5-second penalties, and Sergio Perez. What have they got 5-second penalties for, I wonder? Oh my goodness, we've nearly rear-ended Alonso. We're going to have to slow down so we don't get a corner cutting penalty. We're going to have to slot him back behind him, which we do. But why have those guys got 5-second penalties for? So each of them got warnings for crossing the white line at the pit entry, and then they got 5-second penalties. That is interesting. I've never seen that before. Drivers getting 5-second penalties for crossing the right line, but the AI never do that. So here we are on board with Verstappen. I'm looking at the white line on the left. Oh, it's tight, but I don't think he crossed it, did he? Here we are in slow-mo. He's not even close to it. So why has he got a 5-second penalty? This is Piastri. Has he touched it? No, he's all good. He's all good. He hasn't touched it. What about our teammate, who is actually just behind? Has he touched the white line? No, he hasn't. So why have these 4 drivers got 5-second penalties? And that's Checo. He definitely hasn't touched it. That is really bizarre. Now, I did go back to the entry to pit lane, but there's not really a white line to say whether they cross it or not. But regardless, I don't know why, but anyway, it is what it is. We'll move on. But yeah, that's rather bizarre. So neither of them crossed the white line. Now we're fighting ahead with Alonso, Piastri, and our teammate. I think we did touch Piastri. Lawson is now fighting the likes of Alonso, who is near on getting away. Now we're going to make an overtake on Liam, and we're going to use a bit of that slipstream and DRS affair to try and catch up to Fernando. And if we get in his DRS, then that can help us. Oh, we got a little bit wide. Very nice. We could use Fernando to help. By us passing Liam, we've used that DRS affair to help us get close to Fernando, and it appears that we have done so. And in doing that, fastest lap of the race, and now we're going to make a move on Fernando into turn 1. He's had to fight that a little bit. We braked fairly early, but we've actually held him off high and wide to allow Liam to come through, and we've done that pretty well, just about. And now we've allowed Liam to get ahead of us, and we could potentially use him to help us defend from the others behind. That was Liam's point of view. So he knew what was going on. He knew what my plan was. Alonso tries to fight back into the second part of the Lesmos. Nothing doing there. But we do stay ahead, and now they're going side by side. And while I'm trying to look back at that battle, I'm trying to make sure that we don't rear-end Liam. And to make sure that we are safely ahead. Now they're still going side by side. This could be our best chance to get out of DRS range of those behind. Well, that didn't last long. Now the plan is I want to get out of DRS of the rest of the guys behind us, because I'm not convinced that Liam will stay ahead of those behind. Now Fernando is right up our gear, boys. Here comes Russell and Liam. Oh, we're gonna have to. Are we gonna live? We are lifting. Just so I don't want to overtake Liam, but we do just about stay ahead. We've boxed George and Fernando a little bit, because I'm trying to make them go side by side, so that makes our job a lot easier. But apparently it hasn't worked, and now we lost DRS to Liam. So now what we'll do, we'll let George go, and hopefully that he doesn't overtake Liam. But unfortunately that episode doesn't last long. So now I'm hoping that Liam can think of something and go around the outside. He does. Can he get a better run? I think he does. So now I'm hoping that Liam can stay ahead. He does stay ahead. Now we have to make the overtake on George. We've got plenty of battery to utilise. Heading into the second chicane. Oh, now George George, I'm mixing up my words. We're giving Liam a bump. There's supposed to be a no-touch rule as teammates, but I think that might have just helped us get ahead of Russell. Well, it did help us get ahead of Russell, and it gave Liam a little bit of breathing space. But now that we're that close, and he saw that I broke a lot earlier before Parabolica. Just so we don't try and get ahead of Liam. We forced George literally off the track, and now they both, all three of us have got DRS. Now the battle is with us. Now we're going to go side by side with Liam, but we're going to go round the outside, park it on the turn 2 apex. Well, almost. Well, that wasn't the plan. The plan was to park it on turn 1 and try and make someone go side by side. Now Piastri and Russell are side by side. This has to be our best chance to get away from these guys and head towards our teammate. But Piastri made the move quite easily, and that doesn't last, unfortunately. Everything that I try, it doesn't work. Well, this is going to be the maximum points that we can get, 5th and 6th. But this is the best that we can do unless something happens to the front runners a little further up. So now Piastri gets ahead. He's not going to have DRS to Liam. So now Piastri's a sitting duck. He gets overtaken. Now we get into turn 1. There's Russell and Piastri are still side by side. Please stay side by side, boys. Can they stay side by side until we get to the second chicane? Piastri gets ahead again. I'm getting more and more frustrated as time goes on. But now, I'm trying to think of something else here. What we're going to do is we're going to let Liam get away. And we're going to, once again, try and force Oscar the long way round. But we need to somehow force these guys to go side by side. And now this time, they have gone side by side. And are they going to go side by side enough? No. In fact, George gets far enough ahead of us, or far enough of us get to have a look at us. But it doesn't really work out. Honestly, we might as well just literally back the whole field off just so Liam can get 5th in this race. George got past, but he won't have DRS because he was ahead of all of us at the detection point. Contact between us and Piastri. Now, overtake on George very easily. He's just a sitting duck. Once again, we'll park it on the apex, not as much as we have throughout the entire race. And now hopefully, can they go side by side, please? I'm not focusing on them at the moment. Now they go side by side through the Curb Grande. Funny, it's taken us 5 laps or something to get us to this point. And now, finally, they're 1.5 seconds further up. And the gap to Liam is 4 seconds. If you plus the 1 point whatever seconds, it is right on that. So Liam is right on that mark on getting 5th place. And now they're going probably side by side. This is what I've been wanting about 5 laps ago. Jesus Christ, it took us this long for it to happen. But George somehow stayed ahead. But the gap's 1.3 seconds. Now we're heading on to the last lap. I think that's Checo getting involved. They're going to go 4 wide almost. They are going to go 4 wide into the first chicane. And now it becomes 3 wide because Fernando backs off. He wants to try and get the best out of all of them. But Checo is actually the one that's popped up in all of this. Checo was not even a factor in this 10 laps ago. And now he's going to go from, P10 to P6. Or something, but he'll still go back towards P6 or whatever because he's one that does have that 5-second penalty. Now, half a lap to go. We've got a bit of a dilemma here. Lawson's got a 5-second penalty, but he's been ahead of us all weekend. So, do we back off to give him the 5-second to give him 5th place, or do we get whatever points we can to give us the championship? Because we've still got a championship to think about, and in the end, we do come home. Well, we do come home for 5th place. We finished 6th, but we were inside the 5 seconds of Liam, and we do get 5th place. Now, you guys can talk about this all you want, but I do believe that getting the more points was the right call.
There it is then, victory in the Italian Grand Prix, an historic race and an achievement they could be immensely proud of. Tell me, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result tonight?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
So Lewis then getting his 2nd win of the year and his 2nd win since since Jeddah as well, or since... Well, yeah, basically since Jeddah. So, because he won at Silverstone and he has now won here in Italy. And Lando in P2 and Leclerc getting on the podium as well. He had that good battle with Verstappen, which we didn't get to see because we were too busy fighting. He tried to get the best result possible. So, well, even though he had that great battle with Max, it didn't really matter. He probably would have got third anyway because Verstappen wouldn't have been outside the 5 seconds. So Checo, who made that move and got up to 7th, ended up finishing 12th, and Piastri ended up 13th. But that's a big dilemma, that one. I've never seen drivers get penalised for crossing the white line. That is a very... That's a rarity that we see these days. 44 points between us and Lewis, who is currently second ahead of Leclerc and Checo. Verstappen in 5th, who won last time out in Zandvoort. There's still 20-odd points between second and 6th or 7th or whatever. So this battle is still starting to heat up a little bit. Who knows what this involves? Going back to the finishing order between me and Liam, throughout the whole lap, I did have a dilemma. Do we let Liam finish ahead of us because he has finished? To be honest, he has had the better weekend than us, and he's basically been ahead of us every. He has been ahead of us every session this weekend. So if it would have felt right to have Liam finish ahead of us. Because he's had the better race car, he's had the better weekend than us. Whereas we didn't have a great weekend, but we also tried to maximise what we could because Liam would have just gone backwards if we didn't play our part in getting him to stay with us. So I think us helping Liam getting up here definitely played a role in getting the maximum amount of points we could today, which is certainly another talking point. But the real talking point is, should we have allowed Liam to finish ahead of us, or was us taking 5th the right thing to do because we still have a championship to think about right now? Because the last couple of races have been a little bit difficult for us. This one was a very difficult race for us. Our pace in the wet was never great, and our overall race pace, who knows? It probably wasn't even ideal, to be honest. So a whole bunch of dilemmas going on. So it really depends what you think about. To be honest, it depends how you see it, but. Anyway, it is as it is. We finished 5th. We've got a championship to think about. So we'll just focus on getting the best results at the moment. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you need to see plenty more F1 racing game content. And until the next one, I'll see you next time.